What's up and what's good? How y'all doing out there, everybody? And welcome to Locked On Sports 216 with me, K, the host, on your somewhat lukewarm, chilly Thursday evening. Today, I'm going to talk about the Cavaliers and tell you what I think about some things that's going on with the Cavs and that they're at the All-Star break. And I might talk a little bit about what's up. And I might talk a little bit about the Guardians. Tell you some things about them since spring training is very near and dear. And we'll talk about some other stuff. Anything really you want to talk about sports related here. If you're watching the video on make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at once I get over here, let me see what I got here. My captions. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Locked On Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe to that. Like the video. How everybody doing? I'm chilling. A little late getting started. My co-host Sean C won't be on. He got money duties. And I respect that. You got to get that grind on. You got to get your money. Got to get that money. So, hey, we're going to start with the Cavaliers. Right now, I don't have no pictures or nothing and everything. I'm kind of on here naked, basically. But I will say this. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 38-23 heading into the All-Star break. They lost last night to the Philadelphia 76ers, 118-112. Oh, I'm going to talk about a little bit about Cleveland State, too, later on. But they lost to the Philadelphia 76ers, 118-112, which the Cavs are in fourth place in the East. And right now, if the season was over today, they would be facing the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs. The Cavs yesterday, far as their performance yesterday, first half was definitely abysmal, and let's just say looked like they wasn't ready to play or looked like they had stage fright. I don't know what in the world was going on. But in the second half, they kind of got it together and everything. Oh, yeah. I'll get to that. I'll definitely get to that. Give me a couple of minutes. I'll definitely get to that. I did see that. Matter of fact, I shared it on the Locked On Sports page. But yeah, the Cavs. And then also they're letting go of Kevin Love. They're going to buy him out. Now, what you all think about the Cavs buying out Kevin Love? I think Kevin Love wanted to go. What's up, Lavelle Thomas? What's up with you, kid? Yeah, I think not Lavelle Thomas. Oh my God. I think Kevin Love wanted to leave also on his own terms. I think he's trying to play for a contract next NBA season. And I can't be mad at him for that. But the thing that trips me out is how come they weren't playing him? Or how come he fell out the rotation and stuff? But I think they kind of, in a way, to me, kind of mishandled things because he did have a broken thumb on his shooting hand. And anybody that knows that's dealt with a broken thumb or a sprained thumb, anything that got something to do with the main finger of your hand, you go try shooting 3-pointers against the highest level of competition at that. Now, defensively, I'll be honest, probably was like playing 4-on-5 defensively, but he could rebound. That he could definitely do. But I got mixed feelings about it because right now the Cavs do need a big man coming off the bench. So hopefully with this buyout that they find one. Let me see. You can name some names. Maybe because the trade deadline is passed. So guys that's not in the league, if y'all can help me out, I would say like DeMarcus Cousins maybe. Because he can shoot the three. Now what kind of shape he in? Who knows? Maybe DeMarcus Cousins. Or maybe we bring back Tristan Thompson. Because as far as I know, he's been on NBA Today. And I watch that almost every day. Maybe we could bring back Tristan Thompson. If he can give us 15, 20 minutes, maybe, I say maybe 10 to 15 minutes a game to spell Allen and Mobley at times, that would be huge. And he'll be a physical element also for the Cavs. Because let's just face it, Robin Lopez, nah. Robin Lopez, unless I see something different in the playoffs, Robin Lopez, and let me see, Diakite, nah. And we don't have no bigs. So the Cavs have to get a backup big. Have to. Is there anybody else out there, big man, in the NBA that's worth signing to a contract? Remains to be seen. That's why I was in favor of the Cavs keeping Moses Brown from last year. Because to me, he was a very serviceable big man. He could rebound, run the floor, start the break off. And he was a little physical. And I mean, hey, because if something happens to Allen or Mobley down the stretch, that could be very disastrous. On the real, that can be very disastrous. But all I can say is right now the Cavs are 38-23 at the All-Star break. If I wanted to give grades right now, if we go by, let's just go by my starting lineup as far as the guards. Starting guards, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, A. Much was to be made of how they were going to play together and how they was going to work it out. So far, it's been times where there was little kinks to work out. But other than that, hey, keeping Taco, hey, they could have kept him too because we need a big man. Definitely. We definitely need a big man. That's definitely that. We definitely need a big man. But far as the starting guards, I would have to give them a A. Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, they get an A. Now, we're gonna go to the center, Jared Allen. He gets an A. He's been solid. He's been solid, even though he is a mismatch with Embiid, but Embiid is a mismatch with just about anybody, just about now. Can't nobody check Embiid, for that matter. But Jared Allen gets A. He's been solid, averaging a double-double, 14 and 10. He stayed relatively healthy. And usually, I'll tell you this, when Jared Allen is in the lineup, the Cavs are formidable. But when Jared Allen isn't in the lineup and is hurt, there's trouble in the waters. There is trouble in the waters when he's hurt. So, Jared Allen, hey, solid A. Let me see, far as the power forward, Evan Mobley, a lot of people was giving him flack early in the season. And how can I say this? Just giving him flack early in the season. Talking about he needs to step up and all that. But what you got to remember is Evan Mobley is one of the anchors of your defense. And since our guards sometimes get beat off the dribble a lot, Evan Mobley really saves their behinds a lot of times. And it's hard for me to get on a guy that's giving you close to a double-double. He's averaging 15 and 9. I give Evan Mobley a B. Well, I'll give him an A. I'll give him an A right now. I'll give him an A. Now, the small forward, Isaac Okoro. How can I grade this on a curve? Let's see. Can I grade this one? Isaac Okoro. He's been off and on. And sometimes the shot is on. And sometimes the shot is missing. He missed a lot of wide open shots. He had a lot of wide open threes against Philly. And Philly was just letting him shoot. I have to give him a C. Have to give Okoro a C. I definitely have to give him a C. But now, and let me see. I will say this. I think that eventually Danny Green will probably be starting at the 3 by season's end or beginning of the playoffs. I definitely think that. I definitely think he'll be starting by the end of the season, going into the playoffs. So I'll give Isaac Okoro right now a C. The bench, let's see. If I go rotation-wise, that'd be Karis LeVert, Cedi Osman, Ricky Rubio now. Ricky Rubio, go with him. I'll give him an incomplete. He just came back not too long ago. I'll give him an inconclusive right now. And, and there's going to be a process coming back from ACL. So I'll give Ricky Rubio incomplete. Cedi, I got to give him a C. C, off and on. Off and on. One day he's hitting, the next day he isn't. And we're going to need a little more consistency from Cedi Osman, especially now that there's no more Kevin Love. So now what you really need is 3-point shooting. And got a bunch of question marks on the bench. You got Danny Green, incomplete. He just joined the Cavs really yesterday, to be honest. Incomplete. He's going to be huge. I think if things work out, he will probably be the starting small forward in the playoffs. He'll be the starting wing in the playoffs to take some of the pressure off Isaac Okoro. Karis LeVert, coming off the bench, he's actually been solid. I will say that. Sometimes he drives you crazy, sometimes. But overall, I would give Karis LeVert a B. I'll give him a B. He can give you nights that he gives you 30, but the thing I like about Karis LeVert, he does the little things that don't get really noticed. He looks for the big man when he's out there, and he gets in passing lanes. And he's consistent off the bench. He's really like the only scorer we got off the bench that can give you 10, 12 points. For real. He's definitely the only scorer off the bench. Lamar Stevens, I give him a C. Inconsistency. Sometimes he scores, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he gets lost sometimes. But I'll give him a C. And everybody else, Neto, from the times Neto has played, and being called to duty, especially to start, he's played well. But I have to give him an incomplete because he doesn't play that much. And the rest of the bench, you know, basically incomplete. But the bench overall gets a C, and that needs to improve if the Cavs are to make moves going into the playoffs. Granted, they stay fourth. Now, I will say this: the Cavs right now are fourth, and they'll be matched up with Brooklyn. But the team I don't think the Cavs really don't want to see would be the Miami Heat. For real. Don't think they want to see the Miami Heat. Because their playoff experience, the culture, and everything, even though, like you said, you got to face them all sometime. But I think in the first round, they'll probably be better served to go against Brooklyn or the New York Knicks than the Miami Heat. And that's real. Because Miami Heat got playoff experience, and last year, hey, they was on the cusp of making it to the NBA Finals. And they got experience and they're playoff tested. Now, far as the coaching, far as Bickerstaff, let's see, what grade can I give this man right now? So far, right now, I would have to give him a B. A lot of people be on Bickerstaff's back, as far as the local media here, local mainstream media. Not all, but a lot of people be on Bickerstaff's back about his decisions and stuff like that. But I will say this. Would you ever have Bickerstaff right now, or go back to the John Beeline days where the whole team was about to quit on him? And see how far we have came from that time. Bickerstaff, I got to give him a B. I got to give him a B. He's changed the culture here. And like I said, right now, this is really first chance of really coaching a good team. For real, for real. And he's going to make some mistakes along the way. He has to learn his way. This is all new to him as well. The times he's came and coached in the past were teams that were going nowhere fast. And now he has a team that has a great future ahead. So I have to give Bickerstaff a B right now. A B. But right now, the Cavs, they got to find a big man for sure. They definitely got to find a big man. Because if something happens to Mobley or Allen, Cavs are in big trouble. I mean, big trouble. But I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to talk about the Browns. Browns and some things Nick Chubb said. I got a comment as far as concerning Nick Chubb. And I'll be back in a second. First off, a word from our sponsor. So unique at 24 Karat Chocolate's Boutique, where she specializes in custom, handmade, professional t-shirts and hoodies for any occasions, uniforms, puzzles, and towels, and much more. Now don't take my word for it. The work speaks for itself. Let that be the new trendsetter. Customize the way you like it, either for family reunions, gender reveals, graduations, or just a graphic tee. At 24 Karat Chocolate's Boutique. Go and check her out at 1-937-360-4386 or log on at 24ktchocolates.info.
Yeah, Okay, your hips don't scam and your hips don't lie. Yeah, you got a man down. I love you when you dance on the dance floor. You're driving me crazy and I want more. Okay, your hips don't scam, don't lie.
See you looking from the corner, yeah, acting like you don't see movements coming from these thighs.
Yo, what's up? I'm back. Locked on Sports 216 with me, K, the host, on a Thursday evening where the weather don't know what it's going to be. Right now it's 40-something degrees outside, but tomorrow it's going to be 20. And just think, yesterday it was 70 degrees. Wow. Weather in Cleveland. But hey, I ain't complaining. Ain't no snow on the ground. Ain't no ice on the ground. Plus, I slipped and broke my foot a few years back. So, hey, I'm not complaining at all. As long as there ain't no snow on the ground, I'm cool. Then, the weather's supposed to be 20 tomorrow, but then it's supposed to go back up to 40 on Saturday and 50s on Sunday. Figure that out. But anyway, yo, shout out to 24 Karat Chocolates Boutique. Check her out. Log on 24ktchocolates.info. Also, shout out to Katanda Studios. Check out the Iron Dragon comic books. Yeah, that's right. The Iron Dragon comic books. Pretty nice. But anyway, right now, I'm going to talk about the Browns. I'm going to talk about the Browns with my evil laugh and everything. And my buddy Lavelle Thomas put this comment up. Said, did you see Nick Chubb tweeted on social media saying that he's tired of watching? He may be seeking to leave, and I don't blame him. Lavelle, you're right, brother. This year is going to be crucial for the Browns in a lot of ways. Truthfully, and I'm going to say this, Kevin Stefanski is on the clock now. He's on borrowed time because now you can't blame everybody. It's not everybody else's fault, bruh. It's you. It is him. Look at this. Think about it. A few years ago, it was all Odell's fault before he tore up his knee. The first time he tore up his knee. It was all Odell's fault. Then they blew up this narrative that Baker plays better when Odell's not in the lineup and all that. Which all that stuff was ridiculous and ludicrous. You got a talent like that, you got to figure out a way to get him the ball. When you got Baker Mayfield out there like that, you got to scheme to his strengths. Now, don't get me wrong. Baker wasn't my number one choice at quarterback either. But since you got him, you got to work with him to make it work. This past season, the Browns easily could have won 10 games. For real, for real. Despite Deshaun Watson being out 11 for the suspension. Despite all that, Jacoby Brissett played way better than expected. Way better than expected. Plus, I hope that they sign Jacoby Brissett, too. They might have to pay him a little bit more than planned, but I hope they do re-sign him. Because a backup quarterback is premium in the NFL. And if you've seen how San Francisco had to work this past year when they got to the fourth string quarterback, dude, you better have your ass covered at quarterback in the NFL. And think about this. And there ain't no excuses now for Kevin Stefanski. Because look at this. You had Jacksonville, which was easily the worst team in the league in heading in 2021. They was the worst team in the league. They passed you. Won their division. Matter of fact, Jacksonville started out worse than the Browns. They were 2-6. Pittsburgh begrudgingly, Pittsburgh had Mitch Trubisky. Then they went to Kenny Pickett, a rookie. We're in the playoff hunt to the last week of the season. 9-8. And this was the year my dumb butt predicted Pittsburgh to finish in last in the division. Boy, was I wrong. So, there's no excuses for the Browns. Seattle Seahawks, they traded Russell Wilson, and Geno Smith hadn't started at quarterback in almost 7 years. Matter of fact, he ended up winning Comeback Player of the Year. Congrats to Geno Smith. They finished 9-8 and went to the playoffs. And think about it. In the last few weeks of the season, when we all thought the Browns were out of it, they were still in it. Everything went right because everybody that was ahead of them in the AFC lost. And we still can't get in. We finished 7-10. You lose at home to New Orleans, where they're a down deep, down south dome team. Come on. And you pass 30-something times, where in the game, really, RPO should have been in the playbook. For real. Run pass option, RPOs. Running. And the thing is, honestly, if I was Jimmy Haslam in the Browns front office, I would have cleaned house. The only two people I would have retained was the running backs coach, Stump Mitchell, and the offensive line coach, Callahan. Now, the Browns did hire Jim Schwartz as D coordinator, but are the Browns going to get us some D tackles and linebackers? Get us some D tackles and a solid middle linebacker in the middle, Mike linebacker? Because I never seen a season where just about 5 of your linebackers went down to injury. And a lot of that because your D tackles offered little or no resistance. Little or no resistance at all. And I'm going to tell you this also, Lavelle, like you said, Nick Chubb is getting frustrated. Myles Garrett, everybody knows he's frustrated. I wouldn't be surprised if he asked for a trade. If he asked for a trade in mid-season next year, if stuff starts out crazy. Because I'm going to tell you this, if the Browns start off slow and Watson don't look like Deshaun Watson next year, heads are going to roll quick, fast, and in a hurry and early. I give it 4 games. The Browns better be 3-1 or better. 4 games. And ain't no excuses this coming year because you play a fourth place schedule. Even though you can't really go on that because you get a lot of teams and the NFL is fluid. Like about 5 of these teams that went to the playoffs this year are probably going to be sitting at home next year as far as going to the playoffs. So you can go from worst to first quick. So Stefanski is on the clock. And I mean, for Joe Woods to be the only coach to get fired, it's crazy. So you telling me all this 7-10 was Joe Woods' fault? All of it. Despite the fact y'all knew y'all needed defensive linemen in the interior. Y'all knew that in preseason. But you betted on these young cats. And don't get me wrong, Perion Winfrey, Togiai, who else? Winfrey, Togiai, and Elliott. They might prove to be formidable defensive tackles someday, but when they're young like that, you got to get a couple veterans with experience. Or at least get one stud D tackle in there. Because you went all in to get Deshaun. So you got to go all in now. You're not playing just to go 7-10 or 9-8. You playing to try to go to the Super Bowl, try to beat Mahomes, trying to beat Josh Allen. And you need D tackles and you need a stout linebacker with some size, especially in the middle. Because I think a lot of our linebackers is a little too light. So for Kevin Stefanski, the clock is ticking on you, bruh. Because truthfully, you on borrowed time right now. And as far as I'm concerned, you in a sense is a dead man walking. Especially if your offense don't do what they supposed to. And everybody's talking about with the offense and all this and everything. But to me, the offense, only time the offense looked great was in the first quarter on the first drive of the game. Then they'll go lost for like the second and third quarter. They don't score it in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden they score. And a lot of times, like against Buffalo and some other games, it was garbage time and everything. So Stefanski, you got to get it together because right now you got to modernize that offense. And the main things that the Browns need, that they need to address some free agency, they got enough young tackles. They can afford to get one in the draft. But in free agency, they got to address that defensive tackle. Now, and middle linebacker on that also, because I don't think Walker is coming back. He may, but I doubt it. Also, far as on the offensive side, they could stand to use another offensive lineman. And they need some receivers. Because besides Donovan Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper, I mean, I ain't see nothing else for real, for real. David Bell, well, yeah, he was the third round pick. He didn't do too much. And I don't even know who else was the other three guys or two other guys after that. So they need another receiver. They need somebody that can blow the top off the offenses, blow the top off the defense, and make them, cover the deep, be a deep threat. And also, they can get that in the draft. And there'll probably be plenty of receivers available in the second round. And there might be a couple of DTs available in the second round, too. But they definitely need to get they need to get a free agent veteran wideout and also another free agent veteran D tackle. They got to get a stud at D tackle. And then if you want to draft some young dudes for D tackle, and they got to get a stud at linebacker in the middle. You fix the middle, they'll be cool. Now, I actually think the Browns are going to probably cut ties with John Johnson because his salary, and you got him and you got Delpit, and they're really both the same guy, for real, for real. And you might as well go with Delpit since his salary ain't costing you anything as of yet. So nobody wants to come to Cleveland. They'll come for some money. They'll come. Browns might have to be in that position where they might have to overpay, but they'll come. Hey, Deshaun Watson came, and nobody expected that. So, but the Browns put their money where their mouth was with Deshaun. So, hey, they'll come. They'll come here. But the Browns mainly draft, they got to be on their job. They have to definitely be on their job in this upcoming draft because a lot of times you don't need a first rounder. And right now, you're going all in to try to win it all. Because what's the use of signing Deshaun at $230 million if you're going to be finishing in last place? Yeah, Kareem Hunt is a free agent. Yeah, Kareem Hunt is a free agent, so he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. Kareem Hunt is a free agent, so and he owed it to himself to get a payday. He owes that to himself to get another payday before his career is over and stuff like that. Plus, if I was Kareem Hunt, I'd go exploring the Rams. I'd go exploring Buffalo. And I would go, hey, Risha. I'd go exploring the Rams and I'd go exploring Buffalo if I was Kareem Hunt. That's what I would do. Because the Rams would be close, be back to winning. They just didn't have a run game last year. And Buffalo, they need a running back bad to take the pressure off Josh Allen. So if I was Kareem Hunt, I would be out. Even though, truthfully, I would love for the brother to stay, but I love for him to stay, but most likely Kareem Hunt is gone. Most likely. Unless, I don't know. We've seen things happen, miracles happen. Hey, we thought Deshaun was out the race last. We thought he was out the race for Deshaun. And next thing I know, I look up on TV, I look on ESPN, and the Browns traded for him. So, hey, we'll see what remains to be seen with Kareem Hunt. But the Ford kid, they literally drafted Ford as his replacement. And I don't think you're going to see Dearness Johnson back either next year. Dearness just earned basically a free paycheck because they didn't use him. They didn't use him at all. So he'll probably be gone. But next year is this coming season ahead is Stefanski got to set it on fire this year. Because, I mean, now, before, it was everybody else's fault. And now, the blame is going to be squarely upon him now. There's no other fingers to point. And plus, you got to have a winning year anyway because, you know, you got Nick Chubb. You can't keep wasting players' years. You got Nick Chubb heading into year 6. And you got Myles Garrett heading into year 7. And Myles Garrett already done stated that he's not going out like Joe Thomas. And I was about to get to this too. Got another comment. I'm not a Browns fan, never have, never will be. The fans deserve to see a winner because it's embarrassing to go down to the stadium and people are spending their hard-earned money. You know what? You was damn right about that. You was damn skippy. That's the thing I feel sorry for. It's the fans. And then the messed up thing about it, Lavelle, like you said, they're going to probably go up on the ticket prices next year, this season, upcoming season. I remember the first year I started going to the Browns games. My ticket in the dog pound was about $600. Now, that ticket is about $1,300, and it might have gone up to about $1,400. So I feel sorry for all the Browns fans that go down to the stadium. Go down every week, support this team through and through. And we got to deal with this type of garbage, 7-10 and an 8-9. And you got talent. It'd be different if it was back like the Hugh Jackson days where he didn't have nobody. Or the years of Mangini and all of them was coaching and whoever else was coaching. And we was devoid of talent. Not now. That ain't the time now. You got talent up the ass on this football team. And to finish 7-10 is a damn disgrace. It's just a disgrace. And I don't care about people talking about, well, we in the AFC North and stuff like that. The last 2 years that the show, the Browns have been 6-6 against the AFC North. 6-6. Now you tell me the last time anybody can say the Browns broke even the last 2 years against the AFC North, which means if you could break even against the AFC North, you should be kicking all these other teams' asses. For real, for real. And that has not been the case. But this year, things have got to change because Miles Garrett is heading into year 7, like I said. Nick Chubb is heading into year 6. And after a while, you just get tired. And I think they're getting tired of being tired. You look at him and be like, damn, my team is better than this team that's XYZ in the playoffs. My team is better than this team XYZ in the playoffs. It's just totally ridiculous. And right now, like prime example, Pittsburgh was rebuilding. Rookie quarterback. And finished 9-8. 9-8. Yes. You're right. A lot got upset when OBJ run a ring with the Rams. The Browns locker room felt motivated by his presence. With that being said, a lot of players are motivated to leave and seek elsewhere. That's true. That's definitely true, Lavelle. That's definitely true. And remember, it was all OBJ's fault here. It was his fault that we wasn't doing jack. It was his fault. But, he didn't throw not one ball. And I don't think OBJ can throw to himself. And OBJ wasn't calling plays. You know what? I absolutely agree with you. Even though I despise the Steelers, I respect the heck out of Mike Tomlin. Damn sure respect Mike Tomlin. If we had Mike Tomlin as the coach, we would probably been 10-7, 11-6, and probably in the second round of the playoffs. If he had any coach that was competent, instead of having a coach look into his playbook all damn day and not tell your defensive coordinator, why the hell is my defense getting gassed on the run 14 straight times? You just sit there and let it go. All I can say is this year is a year to show and prove for the Browns. Because if not, heads are going to definitely roll. And I don't think, honestly, Kevin Stefanski is a leader of men. And I don't think he communicates much with all his players. I don't. Because you had to disconnect with Clowney. The OBJ thing. The Baker Mayfield thing. And Baker ain't even my favorite quarterback at all. But you know what I'm saying? There was a disconnect there. So it's somewhere in the communications part where Stefanski is lacking in relating to his players. Can I tell you a prime example? When the Browns were playing Buffalo up in Detroit, Stephon Diggs didn't catch a pass at first in the game. So he had a moment. But his coach, McDermott, told him, look, dude, don't even worry about it. You straight. We going to get it to you. We going to get the ball to you. A few plays later, he ends up catching a touchdown pass. But Stefanski doesn't relate well to his players, I don't think. I would love to see Hanford Dixon in the front office. He knows football, and we always talk when he comes into the barbershop. I would like that too. Honestly, and I'm going to say this, Hanford could help out with our DBs, to be honest. Be on the coaching staff with the DBs. And Bernie could have been like a pass game coordinator. And Bernie Kosar could have been a pass game coordinator with this team. Where he could, modernize the playbook. And Hanford could have helped our coverage units against the pass with our cornerbacks. Because our cornerbacks actually is decent. Our safeties left a little bit to be desired. Delpit did improve, but I ain't see much to be desired with John Johnson. I heard him talk every week. And Harrison was like the invisible man. Did he actually play during the season? He was like the invisible man. So they need a free safety. And they need some help. They definitely need some help. All I got to say is it's show and prove for Kevin Stefanski this year. This year is the telltale year and stuff, because if not, heads are going to roll. Heads are definitely going to roll. Like I said, also like this video and subscribe to the Loc'd On Sports 216 YouTube channel. If you're watching on Facebook, share the video. Like the video. Feel free to comment. Kick it with a brother. I'm on here till 8 o'clock. Got another comment. No, let Kozar keep doing commercial. The flea flicker's played out. Hey, he got more innovation than Stefanski in the passing game. The flea flicker is played out. I think he done advanced way past that. The Veil, I think he done advanced way past that. But hey, I mean, like I said, Stefanski, but him and Deshaun Watson better be bosom buddies all this winter, all this spring, all the summer. Deshaun need to have another trip for his offense, the offensive linemen to get in sync, for the receivers to get in sync, running backs. And I also think that everybody talking about Nick Chubb can't work with Deshaun Watson. You have people suggesting that the Browns try to trade Nick Chubb. Is you crazy? Is you crazy? Hell no. You got one of the top running backs in the league and you want to trade him? And really, we don't run the ball as it is, so he's fresh legs. No. Sometimes, how about working with your talent and seeing it to the best that it all can be? How about that? But trade Nick Chubb? Hell no. Trade Myles Garrett? Hell no. And the sad part is, the Browns possibly got 3 future Hall of Famers. 3 future Hall of Famers. And maybe a 4th if Deshaun Watson gets right. If he gets back to his form. And to not be going nowhere to the playoffs. Because you got Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett, Joe Bitonio, and possibly Deshaun Watson if he get his act together. And you could might say a word or two maybe for Amari Cooper too. If he continues on the pathway up, because he had his best receiving with the Browns this past year. And think about it, he did most of that damage with the backup quarterback. So they gotta win. They have to win this year. And I don't want to hear no 8-9, no 9-8. They gotta at least win 10 and above. Matter of fact, 11. I'll be satisfied with 11. Because there ain't no more damn excuses for this team. None. Plus, I'm not believing nothing till I see it on the field in September. For real, I'm not believing no hype, anything, till I see it on the field in September, because I have no faith that Stefanski is going to right the ship with this team. And that's why I say he should have been fired last year. They just clean out the trash. But instead, what's going to happen is if the Browns start off 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, then they're going to fire him. Then it's going to be another wasted year. And then you're basically going to be starting over from scratch because Nick Chubb going to ask to get out of here. Myles Garrett is probably going to ask. Oh, it's guaranteed Myles Garrett going to ask to get out of here. He probably going to want to get traded to Dallas or somebody like that. Because Myles was a Dallas Cowboy fan coming up. But like I said, this is a do or die year for the Browns. This is definitely a do or die year for the Browns. And like I said, they have to get it done this year or else. The Bengals on the AFC North, Joe Crew and the crew were cheated. I ain't going to say they was cheated. I ain't going to say that. The refs didn't make Joe Cool throw them interceptions. And the refs didn't cause the offensive line to implode against KC when I seen Frank Clark in the backfield all the time against KC. Plus, the hell with Cincinnati. Forget them. They was disrespectful coming into KC anyway, talking about Burrowhead and and basically making a Super Bowl plans before they actually had to play the game. But anyway, the Browns can own the AFC North if they get stuff together. Because they could beat Cincinnati, they could beat Pittsburgh, and you really don't know what's going to happen with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. The Browns can own the AFC North, but I will say this, it has to come from all the way down to the top where Jimmy has to say, we don't expect nothing short of the playoffs this year or else. None of that, we're just going to compete and all that bull crap. They got to demand playoffs and set that culture from the top down. And Stefanski got to get his head out his ass and coach. And really, what he should do is relinquish his duties as an offensive coordinator and let Van Pelt do the job. Because think about it. The Browns got the playoff win against Pittsburgh when Van Pelt was calling the plays. Stefanski was sick at home, watching the game with the rest of us. And then the next week, got to call in the game, how he called it against KC, in a game that they should have won. Because think about it, the Browns probably the only team that's knocked Mahomes out of a game. Jacksonville did it, but Mahomes came back. And we didn't beat KC. And thinking about this, that 2020 year was so crazy. That might have would have been the Browns Super Bowl year. Because Josh Allen wasn't that dude yet. Going into Buffalo to face them. Who knows? Could have went to the Super Bowl. But, hey, it is what it is. All I got to say is the Browns better get their stuff together. Or not, heads are going to roll. Heads are going to roll. Plus, hell with Cincinnati. I hate all the teams in the AFC North. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. I respect the hell out of Baltimore and Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. I got much respect for them. But as far as I'm concerned, I want to beat all of them. I want the Browns next year to go 4-2 in the AFC North and win at least 11 to 12 games next year. They got a fourth place schedule. No excuses. And Deshaun should be primed and ready to prove all the doubters wrong. He should have enough fuel to his fire next year. But hey, like I said, also, all y'all tune in to tomorrow evening, because I think Cleveland State will be on national TV tomorrow. The guys, Cleveland State will be on national TV tomorrow. They will be taking on Wright State. Cleveland State Vikings are 16-11 this year. And might be a possible NIT team. Never know. Never know how it flames out. Or hey, they could probably win the tournament and get into the big dance. And like I said, as long as they don't have to face Houston or somebody, far as or Purdue or somebody in the first round, you never know. But because CSU beat Youngstown State, that's in first place in the Horizon League, 81-78. Cleveland State girls are doing the damn thing. I think right now they're playing now. They're in first place in the league. They're like 22-3. Shouts out to the Cleveland State ladies. Okay, that's what's up. Support the Vikings. That's what's up, Lavelle. Support the Vikings. So, cause hey, they got a big game tomorrow against Wright State. And they responded well because they had a little mini 2-game losing streak the week before last. And they responded by winning both games this past week and defeating the team in first place, Youngstown State. So go down there, support the Vikings, root them on. Yes, definitely. Definitely. I dig it. Going to the game tomorrow, Viking for life. That's what's up. Shouts out to my man Lavelle Thomas, Cleveland State Viking alumni. Yeah. My son, Cleveland State Viking alumni too and everything. Even though he wasn't there that long. But because he got a little bit of Eastern Michigan ties and Cleveland State ties. Also, I want to give a shout out to Ben Wallace, who got his number retired at Tri-C yesterday. Shouts out to Big Ben, who went on, won a title with the Pistons, later played with the Cavs. Shout out to Ben Wallace and congratulations. And also check out the Triceratops. I think I said their name right. Check out the Triceratops, the junior college team right down the street from Cleveland State. Right down 30th from Cleveland, right down the road and around the corner from Cleveland State. It's funny how that campus has changed so much. I wouldn't even recognize that school now from the time I went there. Good Lord. And then seeing the pictures and stuff, my man Steve Pacey has showed a picture when he played with the Challengers, when they was the Challengers back then. I was like, wow. Brought back a lot of memories and stuff going to Tri-C back in the days. But shouts out to Ben Wallace for getting his number retired at Tri-C. A lot of people don't know that he actually went to Tri-C to begin it all. A lot of people wouldn't know that at all. It was something else on the tip of my tongue. Also, in closing, I want to say this, and this is why I don't understand why our news media, why the hell have y'all not ever mentioned Frank Clark being from Cleveland? He's from Cleveland too. I understand the Kelsey brothers. That's a good feel-good story and all, but what's up? Frank Clark from Cleveland? As a matter of fact, he's from Cleveland. He played for Glenville. But he never got mentioned. I don't understand that. And the dude comes down here every year and gives to the kids in the summertime. And he can't get no shout out or mention? What the hell is wrong with this city? This is why folks don't want to come here. This is exactly why. Because you don't shout out everybody with equal inclusion. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, in closing, like I said, like the video, subscribe to the Loc'd On Sports 216 YouTube channel. I will be cutting the video up in some pieces where I mention some things and stuff like that. Shouts out to my man Sean C., my co-host. He was unavailable today, but it's all good. I handled it. And also shouts out to 24 Karat Chocolates Boutique. Shouts out to Katanda Studios. My man Joe Simpty up in Beantown, Boston. My man took it kind of personal that we got Danny Green. He called me and my co-host Sean C. early in the morning and told us F us. Because he wanted the Celtics to have him. Also, shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to all of y'all that were watching. Press like, made comments. Shouts out to you, Lavelle. Enjoy yourself down at the Cleveland State game tomorrow. Root the Vikings on. And everybody else, if y'all ain't got stuff to do on Friday, go down to the Wolstein Center and cheer on the Vikings. They need all the support that they can get. And plus, shit, they might represent. Ooh, excuse me. I'm gonna watch my language. They might represent us in the NC2As. You never know. But anyway, I'm about to be out. This is your man, K the host for Loc'd On Sports 216. Excuse me. Signing out. I got one more comment. Let me roll down here before I go. Thank you. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. Also, Lavelle, I want to talk to you a little bit close to your event in March. I'll talk to you probably about the end of the month. End of the month or like the first week of March. Try to get you on Mad Mondays, brother. But thank you very much. Thank everybody that was tuning in and watching. Like I said, be sure to like the YouTube channel to Loc'd On Sports 216. This is your man, K the host, and I'm out. Peace.